first opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Baltimore Ravens and the Detroit Lions. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. They'll start on the ground here on first down. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were terrific last week in the win over the Rams.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Operating from the gun. Devine. He finds his man. Complete. That's Black. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. They'll run on first down. Gibbs.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
So they come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Detroit. It's their quarterback. 33 yards. And the Lions are on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
2nd down, they go again with Henry. Fighting through it, he's got space. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Raven first down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. For all the deserved accolades Lamar Jackson gets for his running prowess, his deep ball, it's really a thing to behold as well. Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied at 7.
That ties the game at 7. Justin Tucker, the kickoff.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
Touchdown, Detroit! Jamison Williams with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Lions have moved out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it and let's go with it.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Play action. Now Jackson. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Aiden Hutchinson. He continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. 4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. It'll be a net of 40 yards following a punt of 44. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Now right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. It's a gain of 35. How about this first quarter for them throwing the football?
This defense has 0 answers for what they've seen so far with the ball in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to change things around, but offensively, I keep attacking. I keep throwing the football until they make me change.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Off the bootleg. Divine. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free.
Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions.
A great effort there with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game.
And the Lions go up by 2 touchdowns.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 21-7. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their...
And looking for Andrews, but this is intercepted. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. But just a lot going on there in the middle of the field, and this one winds up a turnover.
Yeah, the running crossing route here, and the idea of it is to get defenders confused about who to go with. But if you throw it too early, sometimes it's your quarterback that gets confused, and here he throws it into coverage and gets it intercepted.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Six yards to pick up, and that's a first down.
The Lions had 5 and 6 to start play. And they've lost 3 straight here. And it kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak. And right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback, I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. 2 minutes gone by, second quarter. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Adafe Owe. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
A fairly short kick from the 14. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Inside handoff, Henry looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about tiny? You're talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Now Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Henry out of the pistol. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now it's Jackson. This is caught. It's Brown. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 40. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Henry up the middle. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Here's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the 2nd half of this contest.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He rifles one that's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Lions are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
Well, those have been a problem for them all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best.
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams as the first half is winding down. And the Lions continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and a rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. Oh, for the third time, Jackson going to be intercepted. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners, they end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. So we've reached halftime here in Detroit with the Lions out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the third quarter. A fairly short kick from the 14. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley, and he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. As confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time.
And now here's another interception. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. 23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And a short kick taken at about the 16. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
They'll run it again with Henry. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
I think this running game, or should I say lack of one, is making this defense look better than what they really are.
Jackson. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
They're going on fourth down. It's Jackson. And my goodness, another interception.
And the Lions are going to take possession of the football.
Well, to be frank, Cini, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team, because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6-1, one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile. Second and goal from the 1.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. With now his second touchdown of this third quarter.
And the Lions get another third quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
So following the hold,
They're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And he'll get this one across the 20, but only up to about the 21. Taken down on the play by Aiden Hutchinson. 2nd and 16. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
A gain of 27 on the play. 1st down, Ravens.
A 1st down carry for Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And, look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the 3rd quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after it.
4 yards on the pickup there, as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Now it's Jackson. Check down here for Henry. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 9 yards. 1st down, Baltimore.
A shotgun handoff to Henry. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop up.
And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. So they take the flag and the yardage that comes with it. They go play action with Jackson. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
This 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
To throw is Jackson. And now here is another interception. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And the Lions force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 27.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 40 yards on the ground for him so far.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job, and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. 3rd down just got a lot tougher. That will officially go as a loss of 7.
Those big ends don't really care what the play call is. Big pass, RPO, handoff, whatever. Their job, get behind the line of scrimmage every play and run down whoever has the ball.
Mission accomplished. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Armour-Davis. And the Ravens are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big. Tucker able to connect on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Fair catch. Made at the 25-yard line. The Lions take over first down 10 at their own 25-yard line. Okay, ready.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. I'm just wondering, do they want to add on to this gigantic lead? My guess, given how they like to play and how explosive this offense is, Charles, that they're not content being up by this margin. They probably want more.
And if they do, go and get more. Oh, look out. At that point, let's just aim the camera for the post-game handshake, because that one might be a little bit on the tense side, the way that this one is turning out.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. On first down, it's Gibbs. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Extra point splits the uprights. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Fields this way up at the 17. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one. They'll probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. Jackson on first down. He's going to let it fly.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands but could not hang on.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing is Jackson.
Throwing quickly for Mark Andrews.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Jackson will throw again. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he'll be taken down right around the 41-yard line.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Now a give right side. Gibbs. And he is going to be stopped here at the line of scrimmage. And time is going to expire in this football game.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you can just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for Detroit, the win gets them back to 500 at 6-6 on the year. And they'll get to stay home again next week as the Minnesota Vikings come to town. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, you wonder what this will do to their playoff prospects as they fall to 8-5. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time.